welcome to Polish with Ray. I'm Rachel, and today I'm going to be sharing with you what I wore on my nails in May. So May was like, I feel like the turning point in manicures for me this year, and it always is every single year, because I save my spring rack polishes that are just a little bit brighter and more saturated for that month, and then a lot of times I'll go ahead and start wearing polishes for my summer rack in May too. I didn't do that this year. This year I did wait until June 1st to start wearing my summer polishes. But I did wear some of the polishes that I was most excited for on my spring rack in May, so I've got some really, really beautiful polishes to share with you today. There aren't a whole lot of them. I only wore 11 polishes in May, which really sounds like so few. But since I have a toddler and I'm swatching a lot more, yay, I'm excited about that. But because I'm doing those things, I just have less time to change my manis, and honestly, I feel like I'm wearing more stuff I'm really liking, so I'm getting to wear it longer, which I'm not going to complain about. Okay, actually I have 12 polishes because one of the polishes that I wore I pulled for something else, but I was like, wait a second. I know I wore a pedicure, at least one pedicure in June, but none of these polishes I have pulled were for that. So now we're good. So if you haven't seen one of my what I wore videos before, we're gonna be taking a look at up close bottle shots of all of the polishes that I wore in May. I'm gonna give you a review, my thoughts on them, as well as show you swatch photos of each one. We'll start with pedicures first, then get into manicures. First the ones that I liked okay, then the ones that I did not like at all, and then at the end the ones that I absolutely loved, and there are a lot of those this month. So starting with pedicures, I think I kept on, yes, I did. I did 2 pedicures in April, and one of them was toward the end of the month, and so that one kind of carried into the beginning of May for me. But like a week or 2 into May, I did change to a different polish. The only pedicure I wore in May comes from Essie, and it is called All Dolled Up. This one is a beautiful, vibrant pink cream, mid-toned pink cream, but it has some white in it, so it has that bright look to it, but it feels very like springy to me. This polish, I adored it. I did not want to take it off as a pedicure. I've been searching for the perfect pink pedi. I was like looking through old photos, and I came across a photo from like at least 10 years ago where I was like, my eyes went right to my pedicure, and I was like, wait a second, what color is that? I need that pedicure to happen again. It was just this beautiful light but saturated pink cream. And so I've been purchasing cool toned pinks, trying to like recreate that, and I haven't found the right one. They just are either too like rich in color, too deep in color, too berry leaning, too warm leaning, and I found it. This one is exactly what I was going for. It had an amazing formula to it. It was an easy to coater. I absolutely love this one. Will 100% be wearing it again, probably in the very near future. All right, moving on to manicures now, starting with the ones that I just liked okay. The first one actually comes from Nailed It, and it is called Party Like a Papaya. I would describe this one as having a sheer jelly green base, mid-toned green base, and it is jam-packed with some wild looking flakies. They are copper, gold, and most lighting, but they also shift to green and blue as well. So this polish was definitely remarkable. It just wasn't necessarily what I was feeling at the time. The flakies in here were bananas. Like, some of them were so massive that they took up most of my fingernail, which sounds like it might be a bad thing, but I loved it. I just think like the colors of this, like the green base, it was kind of, you know, not super springy. The green base paired with the gold and copper, it kind of was giving me like fall leaves. And so because of that, I was like, man, I think I would really enjoy this in September, maybe even October, but in May, it just wasn't what I was wanting at the time. It was a really beautiful polish though, and I will not be getting rid of it. The next one that I wore and liked pretty well comes from Pampered Polishes, and it is called Life is Plastic. This one has a white base and all of these really cool hot pink matte glitters. There are hex glitters, micro glitters, and some star glitters. So this polish was really fun. I liked it a whole lot, and I considered putting it into that love category. I mean, those polishes this month were like top tier knock my socks off good. So this one wasn't quite there, but I did really enjoy it. It was beautiful on the nails. I felt like it was super flattering. Yeah, just the starkness of this base paired with that splattering of pink felt very like, very Barbie, which is what I'm sure Timberland the maker was going for. It was so fun and like the perfect polish to like spearhead me into summer. I will say that this Crowley leaned a little bit more creamy than what I was used to. It wasn't a bad thing, but I was kind of craving that squishy, Crowley, super easy glides on application. And you know, it could have been the brush. Pampered Polishes uses, oh, I changed the brush. I changed it to a paddle brush already, probably on like the second or third coat. But they use like kind of a like fatter brush. Not my favorite. So I think next time when I do the full manicure with that paddle brush, I will really adore it. And as far as polishes that I didn't like, there was only one this month. It comes from Bluebird Lacquer, and I'm gonna say it's called Iwi, but I don't know if that's how you say it. This one has a corally reddish base and this glowing shimmer that like looks almost metallic. It shifts red to copper to gold to green, and it has that classic Bluebird Lacquer shattered hollow finish that I love so much. So I'm definitely sad about not loving this polish. I challenged myself and sounds so ridiculous talking about nail polish, but I have in my head that I do not really like corally polish, and I said, you know what, if I'm gonna love a coral, it's gonna be one from Bluebird Lacquer, and it's gonna be a shattered hollow because I love all of their shattered hollows. However, this confirmed my feeling that I do not like coral on me. I just feel like it's so like unflattering in general. It really washes me out, and I don't know, I didn't love this. It wasn't fun to wear. It was beautiful, and it's still like so gorgeous in the bottle. Like the shimmer, oh, it's a wonderful polish, but this color just, I feel like does nothing for me. So no fault of the polish. It's a beautiful one, but this color, I should have known. And the rest of the polishes were ones that I really, really loved. So let's start talking about 90 Lacquer Toyland. This one is a white base, and it has so many different glitters. There are hex glitters, square glitters, and micro glitters in every color. And the micro glitters are pink and black. So this one has been on many a rack. It's been on holiday racks, it's been on summer racks, it's been on winter racks and spring racks, and I just can never seem to get around to it. So I said this season, I must wear this or I have to destash it. And I'm so glad I got around to it because it was so cute. It gave me that squishy, crelly feeling that I really enjoy the application of. And because it was so squishy, it had a beautiful pond effect. I liked seeing the different layers of glitters, and the black micro glitters just looked like little pepper flakes. It was so cute. Yeah, I absolutely love this one. I think it's one that could look beautiful in pretty much any season because white curlies, you know, they can do that. So yeah, very happy with this, and I've been loving the white curlies lately. I hope I wear a lot more of them in the near future. Another white that I wore and absolutely loved comes from Mooncat, and it is Curiosity's Prey. This one has a white, but it's like a little bit grayed out. A white base with these beautiful iridescent flakes. They look kind of like Easter grass. They're copper, gold, green, blue, and then it's got a really stunning blue shimmer. This polish changed like my perception of this brand. I'm one of those people that whenever people are just like really hyping something up, I just want nothing to do with it. And I feel like Mooncat's gotten so much hype. I'm just kind of over it. I'm just tired of hearing about them. And that's coming from someone who'd never tried Mooncat before. I just know they were Live Love Polish before. I didn't feel like they got that much hype as Live Love Polish. And then they got the rebrand and everyone was all about Mooncat, and I was just like, why? But I finally placed an order last year sometime with a few Mooncats. They came in. I was like, okay, wait a second. I kind of get the hype now. After just watching them on a swatch wheel, and then I placed another order, and I've got like another full cart. So But anyway, this was the first polish I've actually gotten around to wearing from the brand. And yeah, I mean, if all of their polishes are like this, I totally get it. The way that this shined, oh my gosh. It was so shiny and shifty and glowy. Like truly, I have a lot of white polish. I don't have any like this. Like the way it was so iridescent. Oh, it has hollow in there too. Just is so amazing. This polish, I think it's on my favorite polishes of the year list. Like I loved it that much. Just incredible. Absolutely recommend if you're like feeling how I was feeling about Mooncat. I think you should give them a try, and this needs to be in your cart. One that I got to rewear, yay, comes from Penelope Luz, and it is called Odori. Odori is a light pink linear holographic with a beautiful blue purple shimmer. So IL&P released their spring collection around the time that around May, I guess. And I was really interested in one of the polishes called Flower Child, which is a light pink with a blue shimmer. Wanted to grab it, but the only thing that was like giving me hangups is I was like, man, I'm pretty sure I have something kind of similar, and Flower Child looks like it's on the sheer side, which doesn't interest me a lot. I just really wanted that, but more saturated. So I was like looking through my collection and I came across Odori, and I mean, it satisfied my need to feel like I have Flower Child. That one's not even on my radar anymore. And I had forgotten how much I adore this polish, and just in general, how much I really like wearing linear hollow. I haven't worn it in a while, and I feel like I really wear like 3 linear hollow polishes a year. I need to wear more. Just this was so stunning in the sun, but really just in indoor lighting, I felt like I could enjoy the holographic. And then the shimmer on top of that, remarkable. This was such a joy to wear, and it makes me want to get more Penelope Luz because I don't have that much of it. The next one comes from Wildflower Lacquer, and it's called Talk Furby to Me. This one has a really interesting base. It is a pink base, like a pinky purple base, but it's on the more muted side, and it has this really pretty shifting shimmer that shifts like purple to pink. So in the bottle, I was excited for this one, but I feel like I have quite a few untried Wildflower lacquers, and they're all in the same color. There's like this one and Second Chance and a few other like kind of mid-toned pinks, and this isn't really the pink that I usually gravitate towards. So I was like, we gotta start knocking these out. Like I probably don't need all of these. I need to start wearing them and destashing some if I don't like them or whatever. So in the bottle, I was like, okay, it looks nice, you know, it's fine. I was not prepared for how much I adored this on the nail. So vibrant, so fun, beautiful. Like when I bought it, I obviously thought it was a pretty color, but I was very drawn in by the name because I had a Furby growing up. So I felt like I needed this polish, I guess. But I was just not, really didn't think I was gonna love it so much. And the shimmer was like a little bit on the subtle side, which is not like Wildflower Lacquer and not really my thing. I love a loud shimmer. This was so beautiful though. I will say for whatever reason, it did not wear on me. I wore it for like a day and a half and it chipped pretty bad quickly. So I didn't get to wear it very long. That's not characteristic of Wildflower for me. Usually Wildflower is one of the brands that lasts longest on me. Like I can get away with 4 or 5 days of wear. So I don't know what was going on with this, but it was a beautiful color. And next we have Essie Udon no Mi. Udon no Mi always has ugly bottle syndrome, no matter how often I put it through the Pro Shaker. But it's a really pretty soft pastel kind of turquoise. This is a color I really enjoy. You've seen it on my channel recently if you watched my favorite turquoises video. I wanted to wear it again, so I did. It didn't let me down. I will say compared to the other polishes that I wore in May, it felt a little bit too early spring for me. Typically I go for this polish around like April, maybe even March. But by the time May rolls around, I want those more saturated colors. So for that reason, it didn't really like vibe with me quite as well this time, but it was still a really beautiful manicure. And I think I actually ended up wearing it on a string of kind of cloudy days, so it worked. Two more. For the next one, I wore as a base Cirque Colors High Roller, and I topped it with Kathleen & Co. Cherry Blossoms. So Cirque Colors High Roller, I think the brand describes as being a neon mint green cream. And Cherry Blossoms has a warmer jelly green base, some very vibrant shimmer that shifts red to copper to gold to green, and then holographic scattered flakes. So I think I wore Cirque Colors High Roller on its own for a day and then decided to add on Kathleen & Co. Cherry Blossoms, which if PPU hasn't already happened by the time this video is going live, this I believe is coming back for Polish Pickup Rewind in case you love it. I decided kind of spontaneously to top it with the Kathleen & Co. and I thought the combination was so beautiful. Just after re-looking at photos of the Kathleen & Co., I was a little bit less interested in wearing it on its own. It's quite sheer and I don't know, some colors I don't like to be sheer. Like more neutral colors, a light pink, maybe even like a light purple or like a beige or something. If I can see nail line through that, it doesn't really bother me, but like greens, for some reason, I just do not like being sheer on myself. So I wasn't really excited to wear this one, honestly. I also realized I have a Wildflower lacquer that's not that far off from this, but anyway, I didn't want to wear this on its own. I knew that Cirque Colors High Roller would give it some brightness and definitely give it opacity, so layering these was a winning combination. They looked stunning. I definitely lost the warmth of the base in Kathleen & Co. Cherry Blossoms, but I didn't mind. Honestly, I like cooler tones better on myself usually anyway. Overall, this mani just felt so fresh. Like, you know when you brush your teeth and then you drink cold water and it like gives you that like very chilly feeling? That's what this was, but on my nails. It felt so refreshing and minty and it was wonderful. And the last mani I have to share with you today, and my favorite from the entire month, is Bluebird Lacquer Rollin with my Chrome-ies. This one has a sky blue base and then this really beautiful shifting shimmer. It is so dang intense. It shifts from red to copper to gold to green. So I got this because I knew I would love it. I didn't know I would love it this much though. Like this polish, oh my gosh, it just makes me so happy. Like I feel a little bit emotional. Like I feel like I'm gonna start crying. That is so ridiculous. But this polish just made me so happy. Like it was one of those polishes, like I was seriously just sitting looking at my nails and just like shaking my head like, you know what, life is beautiful. Life is beautiful with this polish on my nails. The shifts were so incredible, and I just really like polishes that have that range of shifts, the red to copper to gold to green, with a blue or purple base, because you have almost all of the colors of the rainbow represented and it feels very rainbowy. So this polish felt like a rainbow on my nails. It was so shifty and just, I mean, it made me want to cry. Do polishes make you want to cry? Let me know in the comments. So that's all I have to share with you today. Like I said, we had some beautiful things, and like I'm looking at my June picks. They're beautiful too. This is my season. Bring on all of the bright saturated colors. Let me know down in the comments what stood out for you, and if any of these are still available, I will link them down in the description box. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.